This will be my last post until May, so I would like to apologize to all my fans. The only way I will forgive Disney Star Wars for Episode 8 is if they have Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy have cameos in Episode 9. Kathleen Kennedy would play a Jabba the Hutt-like character, and Rian Johnson would play that little rat thing that laughs at everything Jabba the Hutt says. I would then forgive Star Wars for what they did. There's two lines from The Last Jedi that I'm constantly quoting and laughing my head off at. Happy beeps, and we have them at the end of a string. I turned my brain off for all the non-Luke parts when I watched that movie. It's just absolutely impossible to pay attention to all that crap. It's just such empty, useless crap. Rian Johnson getting a trilogy where he gets $600 million to create his wildest fantasy with complete artistic control would be a dream come true for me. It will be a wonderful psychological study to see what a moron does with unlimited power. I mean, he had unlimited power, but even more, give him more power. It would be like the biggest disaster ever. It would be like Battlefield Earth if it was a trilogy. I think Rian Johnson is basically going through puberty at the age of 46 actually. He's led a sheltered life and he's going to get a rude awakening. He is getting a rude awakening with all the backlash. It's interesting to see him come of age so late in life and on a public level. I can't help but think this is what happens when all the pretty girls were forced to go out with you and say that you were dreamy. That's kind of like Rian Johnson's situation. Everybody was forced to give good reviews to his movie and say how good it was, even though it's actually a turd. Rian bragged that no fan theory was right. That's because nobody predicted that Luke would milk a cow. Rian Johnson thinks that when everybody gets pissed off at him, it's because he's so subversive and intimidating. I liken that to somebody farting and everyone leaving the room in disgust. And the guy that farted thinks that everybody was just intimidated. The guy that farted is all smug and happy, thinking how intimidating he is. Not realizing that it was not an achievement to fart. Rian Johnson has eclipsed Star Wars. He is bigger than Star Wars now. I find him far more interesting than his movie. And I am much more interested in following his career than following Star Wars. In a way, he got his wish. He got more attention than Star Wars, period. Regarding the Solo movie, I wonder whether anyone else has noticed that just like the Lone Ranger has Tonto, Solo has Chewbacca. So the two of them are not loners, even though their names would suggest that they are. Whether Solo succeeds or fails, Rian Johnson looks bad, and episode 8 and 9 and 7 look bad. If Solo succeeds more than episode 8, Rian Johnson looks bad. If Solo succeeds, episode 7, 8, and 9 look bad because they were supposed to be the main course. And if Solo succeeds, then it steals the thunder of the main event. If Solo becomes the main event, how do you think Rian Johnson's going to feel? Anyways, goodbye for now.